Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope you're getting ready to tune in. I hope you come check us out. CTM Sports, live. A couple topics today. Had to take a break, take my family out. So forgive me for taking a break. I know the algorithm gonna kick my butt, but it's okay. I'll be all right. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for whoever watched this after it's recorded. I appreciate all the love. Thanks for hitting that subscribe button. Thanks for hitting the like button. Thanks for helping us reach our goal of 1K subscribers. I appreciate everybody for watching. Been a crazy few weeks, but we finna get right into it. Hold on, let me do one thing real quick. Do some back end work. Give me 1 second, and we finna get right into it. All right, first topic of the day is Skip Bayless. Undisputed run is over. Reportedly, at the end of the summer, his run at Undisputed will be over. That's what the reports are saying. Shout out to Skip. For being in the media for that long. I think he's about 70 something. Had a nice run. Not gonna bash the man. But what I will say on the other side of the coin is that sometimes the companies pick wrong. Not saying it from a shade standpoint, I'm saying it from a realistic standpoint, and we saw that. They let Shannon go. They picked Skip. The ratings dropped. Quality dropped. And I love Paul Pierce and Keyshawn. Maybe they just need those two and have Skip probably step away. But you have to realize that everything comes to an end. What goes up must come down, and every run comes to an end. You lose the momentum, and you slowly start to slow down. I'm not sure if Shannon still was there, would this happen, but definitely didn't help by letting him go. And can Skip recover from his own exit from mainstream TV? I think he can. I think he has a podcast, Skip Bayless show or whatever he does. I think he's probably going to focus more on that because it's totally under his control. And that's kind of where it's moving to. Famous people are making podcasts because they're famous. You know their face. More people are prone to click on it. So I could see him doing more of that and trolling more than being on TV. TV is a lot of work, guys. Being production, waking up, 2 or 3 in the morning to get there to record, go through production meetings every day. I mean, it's a lot of work, guys. But in the real world, this happens. You can let the wrong person go, and it can cost your company. They always say, we can find somebody else to fill that space, but that's not always true. And I'm saying it from an objective standpoint, not to throw shade at Fox or Skip, but I think the entertainment value left when Shannon left, and I think they probably know that, but because of egos and they don't want to bring him back. But you got to think, man, you let the wrong person go, it could cost you. And that's what we're seeing. It costs. It's going to cost you if you make the wrong decision. And unfortunately, it may have cost Skip his job. And I think he kind of wanted to leave anyway. I could tell he don't have the same energy he had at first. He's kind of more passive. Not trolling as much. He's not being that character that we're used to seeing. So let me know. Do you think Skip can recover from this? Do you think he can just do his own podcast and make it happen? Let me know in the comments what you think. So our next topic is USC reportedly got their eyes on Coach Prime after what, I think either next season, after this season. Because I think, he ain't going to leave Colorado to his sons and my other guy go pro, the corner and receiver. They're not going to, Travis Hunter and his sons, he's not going to leave Colorado till they go pro. But I think Florida State need to go after Deion when his sons go pro, and they just offer him the bag. QSC wouldn't be a bad place for him to go, but like Keyshawn said on Undisputed, he don't think that the culture don't want to allow Deion to come in. His personality is bigger than the culture, and they don't think they would want that there. They usually always get those system coaches. They don't really get big personalities at USC. And it'd be interesting if they do recruit Deion, but I doubt it because he would be bigger than life. Then being in LA, it would be a lot. He would definitely bring a lot of recruits. But I really think he wants to build a dynasty there. The only way he wouldn't do it if somebody offered him like astronomical money, like, $50 million or something crazy like that, like they be paying at those big colleges. So let me know in the comments, do you think USC has their eye on Coach Prime? And do you think Coach Prime will work out in USC? Let me know in the comments what you think. So, these are one of my more interesting topics. I seen this today when I was at work. I kind of skimmed across it. Vlad asked Gilbert Arenas, why do NBA guys date the same girls? Let me see if I can get this link real quick. Give me 1 second. So let me know what you think about that. Do you think NBA players date the same girls? And if they do, why do you think they date the same girls? Because that's one of the things he was asking him about. See if I can find the video real fast. I think it's on my history. Here you go. Oh, come on, man. All right, let's share this real quick. Sorry, guys. Had to share this screen real quick. Trying to produce and make content at the same time.
Okay, so James Harden is now Instagram official with his girlfriend. Isn't to any people that I'll be playing with or against. Or have babies with other girls and, other NBA. So many NBA guys date girls that other players have dated or have babies with other girls and, other NBA players and stuff like that, as opposed to saying, let me go completely out of this fishbowl and have someone completely new that doesn't have any ties into any people that I'll be playing with or against.
It's like Little Nemo.
Okay.
It's like the Little Nemo, right? It's a big ocean out there,
Boy.
right? And going out in that ocean, going outside that fish bowl, we don't know what to expect, right? You're talking about a bunch of guys that's it's more controlled than you would think. Like when you think about NBA players with social media being so present, you don't really know who they are. You don't really see them much, right? For you don't like unless someone snaps them and put them on a story, you don't know what Kevin Durant does in his off time. Klay Thompson, you barely see him. You know what I mean? You bet Paul George, Giannis, right? Jason Tatum, John Moran. If they don't turn on their social media, you don't get to see these guys. So this girl, what did you say, Spice?
Paige Spites.
Paige.
Spites.
She's been an NBA girl, right? She's been an NBA girl.
She's definitely an NBA girl.
Which
yes.
means she understands the rules. She understands the layout. She knows she understands what needs to be done to keep these men happy. Right? So she's gonna always, if you have two girls, one is brand new, no basketball player knows, and then you have one that's dated two. If they're in a tryout, if this is a tryout,
She got more work experience.
she's gonna know. Like she's
Got a
gonna
better
know,
resume.
No, I mean she's gonna know the schedule.
Yeah.
All right. I want to play a little part of that clip. Okay. Vlad asked him, why do NBA guys date the same girls? So let's bring this to regular people. Sometimes regular people do this as well. A lot of times, from my experience on being on the other side of the fence, because I'm married now, been married for 13 years, but when I was dating in the 20s, that's kind of what made me a little different. But most of the time, I'm gonna say about 70% of the time, and somebody probably could quote me on this, 70% of the time, most people date what's in their proximity. Whether they went to high school with them or they grew up in the same area or the same neighborhood. Sometimes there's always a connection there when you're dating. Most guys, she may have dated this guy in high school, then a couple years after high school, may have dated another guy. They were familiar with each other, they knew each other. And then after that, she may have married another guy that was a part of those guys' clique of friendship. So it's weird, man. It's kind of like that proximity, like you said. NBA guys, they date these girls. They've been around these different NBA players, so they know how to move. They know what to do, what not to do. They know how to finesse NBA players by being around other ones. They kind of find the similarities and stuff. And this is what I want to say about the guys, though, on the other side of that coin. James Harden, he's either one or two things. He's either the most awesome dream seller, like a car salesman. He out there selling dreams like a car salesman, or he love easy kills. He more like a hyena, like a scavenger. He not an apex predator. He more like a hyena, and he catches his prey after they've been eaten by lions. He get the leftovers. It's one of those two things. I don't know. Because when you have money like he has and everything's public and you know who he is, girls are going to gravitate to him automatically. It's really just kind of who he picks at that point. But, as far as talking to a random person, when I was dating, one of the hardest things is not, it just depends on your personality or your perspective. It's more difficult talking to a total stranger that's not in proximity of you than it is to talk to somebody that you know and you're familiar with or that's in your proximity, in your world, in the NBA world, versus talking to just an average woman that's not a part of the NBA that you would deem attractive because she don't know nothing about your schedule. Like you said, she don't know how NBA players move. She don't know that you probably practice most of the day. It's a whole different kind of dynamic that you got to think about as far as her being in your world and you being in her world. So a lot of times you see dudes in neighborhoods, they have certain girls they deal with, and this neighborhood have certain girls they deal with. Um, when I was dating, I kind of was different girls from different areas. Like I'm from Southwest, but I don't know if I really talked to a whole bunch of girls in Southwest. I don't think I did that I can remember. It was, but I had a car though, so I could get around a little bit differently than most people from Southwest. So, and I really like talking to people that I don't know. So that wasn't a problem for me, but I know for some dudes that could be a problem. They want somebody that they're familiar with, somebody that kind of knows them. Hey, I know you from X. I know you from Y. Or, your reputation does the talking for you. It precedes you. So it's a lot of little dynamics and things of why people, like girls and guys, they kind of in that same pool dating each other and stuff like that. Because of proximity. Some people more comfortable staying within their proximity instead of going out. It's kind of like somebody used to trying glazed donuts. You try to get them to try, the pink coated donut. They're like, I don't want that. I'm used to the glazed donut, so that's what I'm going to stick to. And that's how kind of most people are. They stick to what they're comfortable to. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the general OCD. Then you have a personality like mine, who like the variety box that'll try the different kinds of donuts when I was dating, of course, but not when I'm married. But so you wouldn't be afraid to try. You just take a bite. Yeah, I don't like it. I'm good. Put it back in the box. Get another one. Try it. I like that one. I'll take a couple bites out of that, then you can put it back. But a lot of times, though, people are more familiar. They stay with what they're familiar with. That's like the herd mentality. How about that? The herd mentality. Kind of stay with what they like. So with that being said,
you want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
So the question is, he dated a guy that had a kid, or was like by an NBA player, was an ex-girlfriend of another NBA player. In my opinion,
you want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
In my opinion, he's just playing the game, man. I mean, when you're making, big bucks in the NBA, chicks like this, posted public on Instagram. You think he care about that? It's James Harden. He done made over $200 million in his career. You think he care about posting something on Instagram about a chick just to make her feel? I mean, he'll probably be done with that chick probably in 2 months, if that. You remember he dated the Kardashian? That didn't last for a month and a half, I guess, when he was playing for the Rockets. So don't get caught up in all this social media stuff, man. You gotta be careful. Sometimes these dudes, they do regular dude stuff, but they own an NBA level with that kind of money, but they still do regular dude stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, but man, hit that like button, subscribe. Anybody who come back and watch this later, help us grow, help us reach 1K. Thanks for watching. Thanks for letting us know. Give us some feedback. Tell me what you think about the podcast so far. So, one more slide, then we'll go to the pick one. Is how sports and workplace are similar. Like locker room versus work atmosphere. And has there been a workplace that had 100% great atmosphere? So, sports, workplace, kind of similar. You have the franchise players, you have the mid-level players, and then you have the players that's on the bench. If you be honest with yourself, you can kind of tell where you are in that hierarchy or pecking order, I guess. Another thing is understanding your value. The thing that's cool about the corporate world, if you look at it from that perspective, if you increase your value in whatever you do, that's why it's important to get your education. If you increase your value, just like in sports, in the workplace, you can go into free agency. You're not bound to a contract like you are in sports, unless some jobs do have a contract. But if you increase your value, you can actually go into free agency or go into the work market, and you can demand more money with your value. You can bring more money to you based on value in the market. Same way with sports, right? If you increase your value, increase your stats, you will bring more money when it's time to renegotiate your contract. The thing that's cool about the workplace, if you have to renegotiate, they don't want to give you any more money. You can take that skill set, you can go to the job market, and you can try to get more money. I've seen people get more money, get the offer, bring it back to the job, and the job will either match or they will let you go because they can't afford to match. And sometimes right now, you're starting to see that because jobs not only are paying people, but they're also letting them work remote. So now you get the double end. But you have to raise your value up or you won't be able to make those moves. That's why it's important, very important, to get your education in something. Not just as a degree is not the only way to educate yourself. I have to stress that. People thinking when I say that, they think I'm just talking about a degree. I chose a degree route because I'm working in IT, and in order for me to move to different levels, a degree is needed for this particular field. But let's say you want to work in the trade. You don't need a degree to work in the trade. You just need to get an apprenticeship. You need to get your hours in and get your journeyman test. Journeyman test. You want to be a barber. You want to do anything in the cosmetology, vocational, barber school. They have massage therapy schools. They got all kind of stuff out there to educate yourself and get licensed in. It's not just a degree. And value is not just in the degree. Value is in your SECM, skill set, education, communication, mindset. All that brings value. The more you increase those four things, along with having the education, the more valuable you become. So think about that. And the last question, has there ever been a workplace that had 100% great atmosphere? I haven't seen that. I think the closest I've probably seen is 90%. But what I can tell you is that the more your value increases, the more you can educate yourself, and the higher you climb the mountain, the less static you start to run into. I'm telling you from experience, the less, like in IT, when you start specializing in something, whether it's web development, whether it's working in the systems, server department, programming, you deal with less and less people the more you move up the IT chain. It's more email, electronic communication, meetings, and a lot of times they doing Zoom now. You're not dealing with people like you would be in help desk. So a lot of times, a lot of jobs, it's not about the job, it's dealing with the people, the personalities, is what get a lot of people hung up. So with that being said, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button as well as come back and watch. Help us reach 1K. Thanks for watching. Let's go to our next slide. The pick one. Pick one. Who you got? I don't want to do this. Mark Price or Drazen Petrovic. Mark Price or Drazen Petrovic. Rest in peace to Petrovic. Unfortunately, I think he died in a car accident. Was a sniper behind the three-point line. Mark Price also could shoot, but he was real good with Brad Daugherty with the pick and roll. Both, I I think Brad Daugherty Mark Price was a point guard, and Drazen Petrovic was a two guard. But he was another version of Reggie Miller, like the Jewish version, probably, I think, of Reggie Miller. And they played the Pacers a lot. Reggie Miller talked about how they competed against each other. But he would really much run off the screen and just dead aim, shoot that thing. I'm going to go with Drazen. I like Petrovic because he was competitive. I remember he talked trash to Jordan. And, him and Jordan was going back and forth. But he was a stiff competitor. But I think, like I said, he died in a car accident that kind of prematurely ended his career. But Mark Price definitely was good as well. But I think he was better with Brad Daugherty, the big man, when they run that pick and roll game, and he was real good at that. But Drazen, man, he was shooting that thing. I mean, he had the form, like the straight up and down. It was awesome, man, watching dude. If you can go back, probably not a lot of highlights on him, but if you could go back and watch him, I would say go back and watch Drazen Petrovic because he could shoot that thing, no problem, without question. So let me know who you pick. You picking Mark Price or Drazen Petrovic? Let me know who you gonna pick. So, with that being said, thanks for watching CTM Sports. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to watch our podcast on Thursday, the Thinking Game podcast. We do like around 5 or 6. We got one set up for you, some nice topics set up for you. Thanks for watching the clips. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being engaged. And thanks for watching. This is Mike, and I'm signing out. CTM Sports. Catch you later.